Hi and welcome to another gaming video. And in a recent video I was talking about GBARunner2 on a DS Lite or a Game Boy Macro, and I just wanted to see what it was like on a DSi. Now the GBARunner2 for the DS Lite or the Game Boy Macro has to be run from a flash cart because there's no software, you can't install custom firmware actually on a DS Lite or Game Boy Macro, whereas the DSi and the 3DS you can install custom firmware, and I'm pretty sure GBARunner2 comes pre-installed. GBARunner2 is a Game Boy Advance emulator. It's what you need on this to play Game Boy Advance games from a flash cart, and it works great on a DS Lite and a DS, but I wanted to see what it was like on a DSi, which is a bit more powerful, and obviously on a DSi XL, or this is an LL, with its larger screens. So if you've got custom firmware installed, GBARunner2 is already there. All you need to do is put your ROMs in the GBA folder on the SD card, power the machine up, and away you go. So turn your DSi on, which has already got custom firmware, Twilight menu, etc. installed. Go across to ROMs. Find the GBA folder, which is there, and it will bring up a list of the games that are on your machine, and I'm going to play Mario Super Circuit. That's GBARunner2 running there, and look at that. It's fantastic. The screens on the DSi are uber bright. Running on this large screen is fantastic. You do have an option when you are setting up GBARunner on one of these to put it onto the bottom screen, which you need if you're running on a macro. Haven't found that option. I'm sure that's in here somewhere on DSi, but you kind of load the games differently. You don't run GBARunner and then run the games. You find a game and load it, and it brings in GBARunner2 and runs the game. So there will be a setting somewhere which can switch to the bottom screen if that's your preference, if you want to play games on the bottom screen. So the DSi and sort of consoles higher up than that do handle Game Boy Advance emulation a little bit better than the DS Lite, but like I said, my Game Boy Macro performs fantastically, and it's just probably the perfect form factor for playing Game Boy Advance games. But if you're looking for a bigger screen, or you're looking for a system with built-in storage, I suppose, then DSi or DSi XL is great. So DSi LL and DSi XL both come with twin IPS displays, so they are fantastic. The screen quality is superb, and playing Game Boy Advance games on a 4-inch screen is just absolutely amazing. And I think it's one of the best ways to play Game Boy Advance games. Let me know what you think. What's your preferred choice for playing Game Boy Advance games, and how do you find that GBARunner2 performs? So as the games are emulated, there are Game Boy Advance ROMs. You do get some performance issues and some games that do not run at all. Whether you're using a DS or whether you're using a DSi, you get less performance issues on a DSi or DSi XL, but there are still some games that cannot be emulated or will not run on GBARunner2. So, but for the majority of it, it is a fantastic way to play Game Boy Advance games, and that is whether you're using a DS Lite or Game Boy Macro or a DSi XL. Let me know what you think. Link, like, subscribe, enjoy.